Once the pastor learned that I was a watchmaker, I remember him tailoring a service around that. I was pleased. Alluding to the battery, more precisely, as a watchmaker, I'm speaking now, more precisely, an energy cell, as I do believe I educated the pastor on at the time, because it's a common misnomer to call it a battery. It's fine, moving on. But he incorporated that into one of his sermons, talking about, I believe I want to say, he equated Jesus Christ as being, your battery. How's that? For your body. How's that? Yeah, nice, isn't it? I don't remember if he called me out directly. We were unequally yoked in our marriage initially. My yoke was broken and hers, I think, was brokener. How's that? My yoke was broken and hers was brokener. Mr. Transparency, Mr. Level Playing Field, at all times. He even cited that there was a parishioner or a new parishioner amongst their midst who apparently Goddaddy had chosen to come to this church, this Nazarene church, as I told him about the story about how she and I, one night, like thieves in the night, slipped a check under the door during a Wednesday night service and ran away, and I ended up going to that church. Yada, yada, yada. He incorporated that into one of his sermons too, but I don't think he ever called me out during that. I don't think he ever called me out, bless his heart. Pastor Steve, what a good man. I think I've touched on him before. I'm touching on him again, especially when it deals with me and me being the center of attention in a sermon, sort of, kind of like ish in a way. So, yeah, just a couple of fond memories of Steve. And I cite them here because somehow The Boxer by Paul Simon and Garfunkel, whatever, one or the other. Simon's the brains of the group, okay? I said, I'm sorry, Art. You have a nice voice, but yeah. So, and I want to say that Pastor Steve at some point incorporated either that into everything I've just told you, or he used it in a sermon one time, and I never forgot it. Come on, Pride, let's let that kick in. You can do it. There you go. Let me just share one of the verses with you from the song The Boxer by Paul Simon. In the clearing stands a boxer and a fighter by his trade, and he carries the reminders of every glove that laid him down or cut him till he cried out in his anger and his shame, I am leaving, but the fighter still remains. Apologize for all those dings and such. I'm a busy man. I have 4 devices in front of me at any time. Yes, 5 technically, if I consider the Apple TV remote. Yeah, I'm a junkie. So, I always like that song for me. I mean, if you listen to it. And certainly you've heard some of my other tracks, and I shared some of my poetry with you, like Colosseum. I know everything's kind of like obfuscated. I don't title stuff by stuff. Sorry. It's like an Easter egg hunt that way. Okay, just think silver linings for a change. Okay, just go walk all day long and just think about silver linings. Don't think about oblika, yablika. That's apple. Yablika. Why do I always struggle with cloud? Oblika, oblika. Those O's and A's again, tricky. So yeah, just maybe tailor your day towards looking for the silver linings instead of the clouds. So, okay. So, that childhood story that we're told about, some dude and he's got, and he takes a thorn out of a lion's paw. I think the dude, I want to say the dude's name was like Daniel or something. What kind of Jewish name is that anyway, Daniel? Is that a Jewish name? Is that a Hebrew name? Excuse me. I show my ignoramusness. Is that a Hebrew name, really, Daniel? Yeah, because Jew is just a religion. That's right. I know. How easily we forget that. When I say we, I mean me there. How easily I let that word Jew commingle with the word Hebrew in my heart. Isn't that interesting? So, where was I? Some Hebrew dude name. Daniel? Whatever. He takes a thorn out of a lion's paw. And I mean, that's how I remember the childhood story. And then Daniel messed up and he did something, tipped some king off or something, and he gets thrown to the lions. Right? And I guess it just so happens that the lion that was up that day for his lunch or her lunch, was the very same lion that Daniel took the thorn out of the paw of Ish. Try to keep up. Because I'm waiting on God Daddy to help me as I go. That's it for the crib notes. So let's just take a moment and reflect on that. Kismet. It's kind of like never be a dick to somebody because you might be working for them someday. It's kind of like not, but kind of. All right, give me a minute. So, it is said, he, little h, is like a lion. I borrow loosely now, God Almighty. It's like a lion. The devourer is like a lion. It roams where it may, where it pleases, seeking whom it desires to destroy. So, Daniel is fed to the lion. And the lion recognizes Daniel. Daniel's probably voided himself. I know I would have. Probably. And the lion the lion, the destroyer, the consumer of whomever it pleases, looks up at Daniel, and then the lion lays down at Daniel's feet Because the lion knows that the man is love. In that moment, the man is love. And that lion surrenders to that man. I don't know if that's going to work. I think it kind of got loose on the end, but I'm going to let it stand because I got tears running down my cheeks and it felt good when I said it. But I really don't like the ending of it, the fini, if I may be so bold, God Daddy. But I was just speaking it, and so I let it ride. I love you. I like you stupid people too.